Most likely if you're watching this right now, it's because you are a videographer that's maybe currently making a less than $5,000 a month inconsistently. Let's walk you through exactly how to, if you're just starting, how to land your first retainer client. And I would even say this video is for people that might already have a client or two that are still looking to land their next client. If that is the case, lock in, grab a coffee, let's go. First and foremost, why most videographers stay trapped in a cycle that most of the time they cannot get out of. Either your income is just super unpredictable, and what that kind of looks like is you're just kind of you're getting hired off every now and then. You might get rebooked from a client that booked you a couple of months ago, and you're also always looking for the next job. That kind of sucks to be in that situation, and it's also the thing that keeps most of us stuck for a while. And then also every project requires starting a completely fresh relationship with a client. So the reason why that's also really a bad way to do business is because you're constantly chasing the next person to build a long relationship with, where if you just built the right relationship the first time with the client, you really would get booked over and over and over again because of the fact you'd have agreement in place that kept you booked for a couple of months, and you'd also be showing results to your client. I'll just be honest, nobody that Nick and I have helped or nobody that Nick and I have talked to that's a videographer, most of the time, none of you guys are struggling with a skill issue. A lot of you guys, I would even say, are arguably more talented than Nick and I for sure. It really just comes down to the fact that skill level in the terms of making a beautiful fancy edit, a cinematic edit, doesn't really get you paid as much as if you were to just make videos that convert for your clients. That's where a retainer client completely changes the game for you guys, and it really grants you predictable income because instead of you now looking for business each month, you have a fixed fee with an actual retainer that's paying you each month, where you have a set of deliverables, you know exactly what you need to do for them, and you're keeping them happy. So if you keep them happy, why would they not keep you signed on? Also, you create a business relationship, which not only is really powerful with that person that you have a relationship with, but now you can get referred off really easily because of the fact that they really trust and love your work. And then lastly, you also just have a ton more time to do what you're really good at instead of chasing the next job. So if you ever had a couple of retainer clients and you were making close to, I don't know, 10 to 30K a month, you could have time for some of the stuff that you might want to do more so in your free time instead of chasing new clients all the time. This framework is gonna be for you for sure if you already are skillful in videography, meaning you've been doing videography for a while, you're probably really good at it, and you just don't have any clients. Secondly, you're making under 5K a month. If that is you, you're in the perfect video right now. And then lastly, you're just tired of starting from zero each month, or actually feeling like I don't have guaranteed income this month, and because of that, maybe you're thinking about giving up on it. Don't do that. So here are the 5 steps to landing your first retainer client. Number 1 is you need to pick a niche. Number 2 is you need to build your positioning. Number 3 is you need to find the right prospects. And number 4 is you just need to start the conversation. And then number 5 is you need to close the actual deal. Not meaning you have to become an expert salesman, but you definitely need to get good at how to sell and how to communicate what you're going to be really good at for your client. So number 1 is you have to pick your niche, right? You have to pick your niche. And I will be very honest with you guys. If you don't do this step and you don't want to do this step, this video is not for you. And quite frankly, this business model might not be for you. You might just want to be the person that makes pretty good money, right? You can make anywhere from 10 to 20K doing a ton of jobs. I can't guarantee you won't one day burn out. But what I will say is that if you don't want to pick a niche, the rest of this is going to be really weird for you. So what I would say is keep your mind open to it. Even if you're currently not niche down, you should keep an open mind to it. So you need to choose an industry that a client will serve you in and not be super cheap against. That's really important. Like most people will go for like sometimes the car community, and that's okay. Shooting for cars can actually make you a lot of money. You just have to realize that you need to talk to the guys maybe with the more expensive cars rather than the guys with the less expensive cars that don't want to pay you for videos, right? So it really just depends on the industry that you're going into. Try to make sure there's some sort of market growth or those clients are going to be super cheap on you. That's really important, especially when you're first starting. And then secondly is you need to build your positioning. Who do we specifically serve and what specific outcome do we kind of guarantee them? Whether or not that's a certain amount of videos in this niche or it's a certain amount of testimonial videos in this niche, or also why you're the person to deliver this in this niche. All of that really matters. And this is also super important if you're trying to price higher. Next, most people try to pitch people with lower budgets or not really as excited about what they might be providing. And you'll know from the moment you talk to somebody if they're actually going to want to pay you. And if they're not, that's something you actually heavily need to consider because you're going to go back and forth with price all the time on these people and it's going to become a lot. So definitely find the right prospects. Don't pitch cheap people. pitch people, maybe brands, businesses. Brands and local businesses is probably the two most popular that a lot of videographers start to do when they first get started. So definitely go there if you're looking to make more money. Number 4 is start the conversation. So you just have to lead with value. And this is where a lot of people go wrong, a lot. And I know Nick and I made this mistake for a long time as well, but like you need to lead with value rather than your portfolio. Meaning if you reach out to a client and you're trying to start a conversation with a potential client and you lead out with, hey, do you need work? Here's my work. It's kind of counterintuitive. And most people feel like you're just trying to sell them off rip. So what you want to do instead is lead with value, which might even look like you offering a free video. If you're just starting, offer a free video to a cafe that just opened up, and after they absolutely love it, they might even ask you, hey, how much would it look like to have you come and do this each month? And the more you do these, the more you start to get really professional in that niche. Then you can start to price out easily because you've learned what that actual niche finds valuable. Number 5, close the damn deal. This is arguably the hardest one on the list, but I'll be very honest, there's absolutely no shortcut to this one besides from just getting better. And that just means taking a lot more no's. You're gonna get rejected. It is actually bound for your future. You're gonna get rejected by a business owner. You're gonna get rejected by a girl or a guy. If you're a girl watching this, you're gonna get rejected in life. It happens. Like we all have to get over that fear that, oh, they're gonna say no to me. And actually a really, really good thing to get over really early on. But what's so important about closing a deal is you need to make sure you have some sort of professional proposal, agreement, invoice. You need a smooth onboarding process. And the reason for that is because once you actually close the deal, you're not just saying, okay, cool, thank you so much, give me my money, and now we do a shoot in a couple of weeks. It shouldn't feel that way. And if that's what it currently feels like, it might be the reason you don't have clients that come back, or also clients that don't want to pay you completely up front for the work because of the fact that they're not sure about you. So what you really want to do is really, really put emphasis on making a really good proposal, being really clear and communicative when you are pitching your deal so that they're not on edge about whether or not you're an expert or not. So just being honest with you guys, the real difference is actually not skill. I'll be so honest. Like a lot of videographers think I'm not getting paid enough yet and I'm not landing deals because I'm not good enough. There are so many more talented videographers than Nick and I, even though Nick is pretty good. But there are so many other more talented guys in this space that don't make a fraction because of the fact that they just don't want to do a couple of these steps where really a lot of them get stuck on closing the deal. So if I was going to say any of these are the most important, I would just say you definitely need some sort of proposal in mind when you do go to pitch a client. And most videographers compete on price or also wait for clients to find them, sell a service. This is a big one, right? Like maybe you sell a one-time off project. Definitely not what you want to be doing. And you also just work project to project. So inevitably, what most videographers either compete on price. This happens all the time, right? When you're asking the client what their budget is before you're even letting them tell you first, or wait for clients to find them. This is a big one, right? Maybe you're posting content on Instagram and then you're like, why am I not getting leads? That's also a big mistake. Thirdly is you guys sell a service, which is really just like a guy that can come and hold a camera. And that's how a lot of people feel about this niche because nobody knows how to position themselves correctly. And then lastly is most videographers work project to project and never sell a retainer. And because of that, you guys are constantly fighting for the next job. So what you guys should do as a retainer videographer is compete on positioning, right? You want to position yourself as an expert. The moment you are seen as the expert, you will be respected that much more. You want to proactively find clients the right way because if you have a niche, you know exactly who you need to reach out to, right? So have a niche that you can proactively find clients in, sell a specific outcome. Don't just say, hey, I can come and show up with the camera and film for 4 hours. Actually sell an outcome, right? That might look like a set of deliverables. And that should not always come with a set of photos, right? Because at the end of the day, and this is going to be a whole nother video, but if you're a videographer and you're saying that part of your deliverables is photography as well, I mean, are you really just a videographer? It's something to think about. I'm not saying you can't, because I know a lot of us have really cool cameras where we want to do both, but it's also smart to just stick to your niche and just sell what you're really good at. And then lastly is you need to build recurring relationships, which really happens effortlessly when you go the retainer route because of the fact that as you build a relationship with your client, you're also helping them win. So when you help your clients win, it's way easier for them to want to keep you around. You pretty much have the map, right? Like you've probably picked your niche, and if you haven't, you know you need to do that first. Then you build the positioning, you find the right prospects, you start the conversation. Start the conversation. Stop being afraid to start the conversation, and then you finally close the deal. I really hope this helped a lot of you guys out there, and I know there's a lot of you guys that have so many more questions on maybe even specific things that I brought up in this video. If that at all kind of clicked a light bulb with you and there are questions you want to ask, drop them in the comments below. Nick and I will get back to each and every one of you guys, helping you guys out with what exactly you need help with within your business, and maybe we'll even make a video on it.